Well, for those keeping track, we're only 4 days now away from the 10th annual Music City Marathon and the Half Marathon.
Lots of great stories behind those who lace up their shoes for this charity. Fox 17's Dan Phillips in for Paul Jones tonight has one of those stories in Fox First Sports. Dan?
Guys, you know there are more than 20,000 runners who take part in the Music City Marathon, Half Marathon, and Kids Marathon, everyone with their own unique story. Nathan Jacobs wasn't even alive for the first 3 years of the marathon, but this two-time participant is more than making up for his lack of experience with his passion for his pawpaw. At first glance, Nathan Jacobs seems like a typical 7-year-old, hanging out in his bedroom, banging on the drums. But Nathan doesn't want to be a rock star. He prefers pounding the pavement. Jacobs doesn't jog for time or trophies. This first grader gallops for his grandfather, or Pawpaw, otherwise known as Dr. James Childs, a quadriplegic who can no longer run following a freak accident 2 years ago.
Papa is in a wheelchair and I feel really bad for him.
I don't think that we think about, at the time, a 6-year-old having so much concern for someone other than himself. And I was very proud of him for that. And that he wanted to put in the work.
Has he ever? A mile every day under the watchful eye of his family.
Good job, bud.
Through the streets of his neighborhood as training for the marathon and a daily tribute to Pawpaw.
He can't run and that I know he really wants to run.
Jacob's jaunts haven't just brought he and Pawpaw closer together, but the entire family.
And Nathan choosing to express his support for my dad and raise awareness in his own little way by running the marathon, yeah, it's definitely brought us closer together.
Pawpaw lives in Pennsylvania, and due to his health, he can't travel to see Nathan cross the finish line on Friday. But he will be there in spirit. Someday, Childs will see his grandson finish the race. Nathan is sure of it.
I'll do it forever. It feels good inside my heart.
Nathan won't be running alone. Several of his classmates have taken up the cause as well. They'll all be wearing Pawpaw's Team t-shirts. Pawpaw's Team takes off Friday night at 7:05 in front of LP Field. Still ahead, speaking of LP Field, the Music City Bowl played at LP Field gets some good news, and an Asheville Predators prospect will be representing his country later in the year. I'll have details a little bit later.
Thank you, Dan. What about that little guy?
How about that? Nathan Jacobs, a big heart in that little bitty body.
Special kid, nice family.
Oh, what an inspiration.